Good morning and welcome back to the Coffee Talk with the Weight Loss Habitologist. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Melissa Ramsey, nurse practitioner, author of The Habit Shift, and I've personally lost over 80 pounds and maintained that weight for 5 years. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, Dr. Melissa, what do you eat in a day? And honestly, people are usually surprised by the answer because it's not fancy, it's not complicated, and it doesn't involve cutting out entire food groups. The biggest lesson I've learned is that sustainable weight loss comes from habits you can repeat over and over again. I don't eat this way because I'm trying to lose weight. I eat this way because it's how I've maintained my weight loss for 5 years. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I eat in a typical day and why I keep it simple. Let's head on to the kitchen and I'll show you what a normal day of eating looks like for me. All right, now I'm going to make my protein coffee. I am using today just plain vanilla Premier, but you can use any kind of protein that you like. And this one has 30 grams of protein. And then I reheat in the microwave for 3 minutes. And while I'm waiting for my coffee, I'm going to go ahead and make my water. So this is 1UP Nutrition, and 1UP Nutrition has 20 grams of protein in it, and this is what goes into water. So I'm going to open up my little cup here. I'm going to put this in here. All right, so I'm going to fill this up in the sink. And so every time I drink my water, I have 20 grams of protein. And you might need to stir it up a little bit. 20 grams of protein. Fifty grams of protein, because this has 30 and 20 is 50 grams of protein. And then I like my Bear Bells protein bars, and this has 16 grams of protein. Ideally, I like about 15 to 20 grams of protein. So it's a little on the lower end, but it does the job. And I just know throughout the day, I'll need to get an additional 4 grams of protein, maybe by adding a little bit more meat to my lunch just to get that extra 4 grams. It's super important that you're shooting for that 120 grams of protein a day, because you might get hungry if you don't. And then this is my little Nutritrops, and this is by Grunz, and it is a prebiotic and a probiotic. And I like this big tote bag because it is spacious and it carries 6 meals, and I have everything that I need for the day. Now I have my lunch that I'm taking to work. I have already prepared salad and my salad dressing. This is Ken's Steakhouse Balsamic Vinaigrette. Now this is 2 tablespoons per serving, 11 grams of fat. I don't really want that entire amount, so I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. And what I do is, I'll show you. And so here's my pre-made chicken. If you have time, you can go ahead and make your own, but I'm a master of minimalism. So I don't want to do all that. And you do have to put your food on a food scale and measure your protein. And so I'm going to turn this on here, and then I'm going to tear it so it'll be even. I want all of my protein. All right. And then 193, I don't know if I can have both. So that's 4.23. That's 3.28. So let's get another piece. All right, 4 grams, 4 ounces, my bad. Okay, and so I'm gonna put that in a container. And I'll take 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon. Because that's what it said, 2 tablespoons per serving, and I just want 1. So when you're eyeballing things, that could be a concern, or that could be an issue, because you can actually be eating more than you think. So you pull out the tablespoon, and there you go. And you have it leveled. You don't add, because if you add more, then you have to add up the fat that you've put into your food. And so I put it in my container. And I'll go ahead and take my salad. So I get my bag, and look how spacious this is. Look at this. All right. So I'm putting my meal in there, chicken. Don't need the salad dressing because I've already added it. Protein bar can go on the side. Neurotrops. All right. And this is my meal 2 and 3. And as I was saying, I don't like to call my food breakfast, lunch, and dinner and my snacks. I refer to my meals as meal 1, meal 2, meal 3. And the reason why is because when I used to call food breakfast, it had a certain definition to it. I wanted breakfast to be like bacon and sausage and eggs and scrapple and things like that. Yes, I say a scrapple because yes, Melissa is a Southern girl. And you just can't make scrapple healthy because it's just not. So I stopped calling it that. I just call it meals. Meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, snack 1, snack 2, snack 3. So it doesn't have a definition to it. All my meals and snacks need to have 20 grams of protein, and my meals need to have it needs to have 4 ounces of meat, 2 ounces of a starch, and a vegetable. So I get my meals from Mighty Meals because I am just a busy momtrepreneur, and I'm a nurse practitioner, and I don't always have time. And so this is awesome for my busy moms who don't necessarily have time to cook, but also are trying to address how am I going to eat in a day. No excuse busyness. It's not. So I have these Mighty Meals that come prepackaged, and they're already portioned out as far as my macros and so forth. However, I want to make sure. So I'm going to open up my container here, and I'm just going to go behind it and make sure that it's 4 ounces of lean meat. Because when you're really in active weight loss, you want to make sure that your macros are what they're supposed to be. When you're in maintenance and so forth, then you don't necessarily have to be so strict. But when you're questioning whether or not, why am I not losing weight? This is where it matters. You must get that food scale and you must measure out your food. All right, so I'm opening it up. And I am going to turn on my food scale. I'm going to put my plate here. And I'm going to tear it. All right. And now I'm just going to put the ground turkey on here. And this is a ground turkey bowl. And I'll leave the link to Mighty Meals for you. It's primarily services the East Coast. So sorry, my West Coasters. And that's about 3.65. So it's probably going to be very accurate. Oh, no, it's not. So let me take some out. It was giving me a little extra. And see, this is why I measure. So here we go. We're right here at 4 ounces. So I'm going to pull out my container, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in a different container. You have to be sure about your numbers, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and put in my 2 ounces of a starch. Excellent. So now my starch is done. I'll put it in a separate container. This is meal 2. And we're going to do the same thing for meal 3. And the beautiful thing about Mighty Meals is that this is another meal. So all I'll do is add in some additional protein to make sure that it fits the macros for another meal. But I don't want my meal to be the same, so I'll pick a different meal. That was taco bowl, and this one is tomato, pesto, and chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And I'm gonna get my plate again, and I'm gonna turn on my food scale. And it's already tared or zeroed, so I'm accurate. So you can see. And that's a 3.42, so probably 2 more. There we go, right at 4 ounces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my container here. Move this so you can see. There we go. So I just have my food scale and my plate. And then I'm gonna put my vegetables. All right, excellent. And so to volumize on this, because it's not a whole lot of food, I would add some food from filler food like salad if I felt like I needed a little bit more. But usually this is enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate that, put it in my container. Move this out the way. And these are my meals. I'm just gonna show you one more time. My protein coffee, my drink. My protein coffee has 30 grams of protein. My drink has 20, so that's 50 grams of protein right there. This is my turkey and vegetables. The turkey has 20 grams of protein, so I'm adding it up. And then my protein bar has 16. And then my salad for today has 20. And then my other meal 3 has the turkey, which is also 20 grams of protein. And then my starches and my my fat is already kind of measured out because of the information that's given on Mighty Meals, so I don't have to pay so much attention to it, but I really want to make sure I hit those protein targets. And I have 120 grams of protein a day, guys, and this is how you do it. So let's go on back to the office and finish the show. All right. One thing I want you to take away from today's video is this. Success isn't about eating perfectly. Success is about knowing what you're eating and having a plan before hunger hits. Most people don't struggle because they don't know healthy foods. They struggle because they're making food decisions when they're already hungry, stressed, tired, or overwhelmed. I keep my meals simple because life is already complicated enough. I know approximately how much protein I'm getting. I know when I'm going to eat. I know what foods help me stay full and energized. And because I've removed so much of the decision making for healthy eating, it becomes easier. Remember, the goal isn't to find the perfect diet. The goal is to create habits you can maintain for years. That's exactly how I've kept over 80 pounds off for 5 years and counting, not through perfection or restriction, but by simple, repeatable habits. I'd love to know in the comments, what's one food or meal that helps keep you on track during the week? If you found this helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's tired of overcomplicating weight loss. I'm Dr. Melissa Ramsey, the Weight Loss Habitologist, and I'll see you next time for the Coffee Talk.